What's good, everybody? I'm BPC, and welcome to Competitive Origins MMA. Well, Dan the Hangman Hooker has made an appearance. The last time we saw the Hangman, he was getting knocked out by Michael Chandler in the co-main event at UFC 257. And our lasting images of the Hangman were him throwing his gloves in the octagon and walking out, which many started to question, did the Hangman just retire? Well, the Hangman was spotted on Submission Radio, in which he did a lengthy interview. And he actually looked pretty happy during the interview, so he appeared that he was in good spirits. Now, when they asked him about the gloves, he said that he was just really frustrated about the whole situation and how everything went down. That he had spent a lot of time in training camp, perfecting his moves, getting everything just right, going over the game plan, and to have it end in 2 minutes and 30 seconds was just not how he wanted it to go. Now, he said he was really frustrated at the time, that's why he threw the gloves down, and when he got into the hotel room, he had some time to calm down, to relax, to get more level-headed, and that's where he understood that, he kind of painted himself into the corner. And what he meant by that was that he's really good at fighting and nothing else. So therefore, at the end of the day, he is a fighter, and therefore he's going to continue on with his career. Now, he said that he wants to kind of change up his fighting schedule. He says as of late, he's been fighting, opposite of when his teammates fight at City Kickboxing. So he wants to start training, get on the same cycle when the fighters like Israel Adesanya, the current middleweight champion, or Alexander Volkanovski when he goes back. So he wants to get on a cycle when he can be around these individuals and all train together like, he's used to. Which is a smart idea. I totally understand that. Why not have championship pedigree around you to kind of boost your level, to get you to a higher stage? And that makes perfect sense. I like his game plan. I like his mindset and where he's going in that. Now, as far as, Abu Dhabi is concerned, that's where he's currently vacationing. He's unable to fly back to New Zealand due to their strict quarantine, I guess. So you can't just fly right back. Israel Adesanya had to go through the exact same thing. So he's in the same situation where he's basically just chilling in Abu Dhabi, experiencing, the different amusement parks, I guess, that they have there, and kind of going out there and just having a good time. He says he wants to do a lot of exploring, but he did say that he loves Competitive Origins MMA. It's been lifting his spirits in the time that he's been in the hotel room, and suggested that if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell so you can be notified daily when we post, and hit the like button. All right. Now, he said he would explore around a little bit. He said basically Abu Dhabi is just like New Zealand, only without the masks, or actually with the masks, I should say. New Zealand doesn't have the masks. He said that they could take off their masks when they're smoking and when they're eating, so it's basically like New Zealand. One thing he did point out, though, is that when he goes outside, he doesn't get burned. He says like in New Zealand, you go outside for a couple minutes and, your nose is bright red. You're looking like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is how I assume. But, he said Abu Dhabi, you can go out there, you can be in the sun and you just don't get burned, which is quite interesting to me. I might like Abu Dhabi because I have a tendency to get burned as well. Now, they did ask him about, since he was coming off a loss at UFC 257 and the notorious Conor McGregor was coming off a loss at UFC 257, could he see these two matching up next? And basically he said that, he's not looking forward to getting punched in the head anytime soon. He basically wants to get back to training and just focus on that and see where everything comes out. He says there's a time and place for everything, and there's a right time to call people out, and he just doesn't see that as the right way to go. Now, my opinion on that, I think he slipped up just a little bit. If he were to take that fight against Conor McGregor and lose, it's all right. He lost to Conor McGregor. If he were to take that fight against Conor McGregor and win, well, now it's going to propel him to a much higher level. He's going to be looked at as a much better fighter. It's going to put him, basically in the title picture. And who knows? Dustin Poirier got the biggest payday of his career by facing off against Conor McGregor. So, the Hangman may be able to get his biggest payday if he were to take on Mystic Matt. So I did think he dropped the ball in that situation. I get it, he's not ready to fight right now, but Conor isn't ready to fight either. He just got served with a 6-month medical suspension. And yes, he could do whatever he needs to do to get past that, but he was talking about fighting Dustin Poirier in possibly June. So 6 months is more than enough time for Dan the Hangman Hooker, to recover, to get back in the spirits of fighting. And plus, with Israel fighting, pretty soon, Israel might fight again in the summer. So he says he wants to be in the same training camp with him. So this would probably work out best for Dan the Hangman Hooker. Now, they also mentioned to him about the title picture. What are his thoughts on it? And I'm quoting him on saying this. He said, "I don't give a f." That's right. That's exactly what he said, guys. He's not caring right now, and it's completely understandable why he has no interest in the title picture. The person that's going to probably fight for the title, beat him, and then he just lost to Michael Chandler, who's another individual that is probably going to fight for the title. So it's like, if you want to get to the title, you got to go through Dan the Hangman Hooker at the end of the day, right? But that's just his viewpoints, on the whole situation. And like I said, it's totally understandable. Go to the comment section below and let me know about, what you think about his mindset, how he's dealing with, the loss to Michael Chandler. Do you think it's understandable? And what do you think about him kind of passing on the Conor McGregor fight at the moment? Obviously, when he's probably in a good mind state, he might change his mind. But right now, it seems like he just passed on it, didn't want anything to do with it. Conor's not fighting anytime soon, but he still wants to fight Dustin Poirier, and he's made it quite clear. So the fact that, that we have the Hangman that wasn't even interested in calling anybody out, let alone Conor McGregor, is quite interesting. So let me know what you guys think about that. Don't forget to go to competitiveorigins.com, type in promo code MMA70 so you can get 10% off this Competitive Origins, whatever it takes t-shirt. Thank you for tuning in today, guys. I'm BPC, and remember, you've been competing since conception. Whether you're competing against yourself or others, Competitive Origins.